It is a difficult time again due to the rise of COVID cases in Thailand. More tests are available, even outside of Bangkok. At some point, we will surely get through this. Be patient. There is nothing better than being patient. And live with mindfulness and wisdom. Be protective of yourself in body and mind. They're both equally important. Physically, we should be aware of when we are with other people. Even when you are inside your house, you should wear a mask. We cannot trust even those who are close to us. These are guidelines by the Public Health Administration for what to do at home. As for taking care of your mind, practice mindfulness to help keep you sane. Pandemics of this scale happen every 100 years or so. It spreads and mutates faster this time. Because of more interactions between people. Because of that, it's not surprising that it has spread around the world. If you look at it as a normal thing, then you just need to take precautions. Don't spread germs to others. Regarding your mind, be mindful. If you can't be mindful, then keep chanting. I myself have been chanting many times a day. Chanting then sending merit and compassion helps calm the mind. Whoever thinks of us can also feel calm. When your mind is calm, you can have the power to get through this crisis. In 2014, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. Parna Chan googled for lymphoma survival statistics. He actually found a rather high mortality rate for my age. I decided to pay it no mind. I told the doctor to do what he could. My part in this treatment was being mindful. How long you live or when you die is not important. How you live and how to die is what matters. If you live a pained and stressful life, even if you make it to 100 years, isn't really worth it. But if you can only live for a day, but you are mindful of your body and mind, your life is already worthwhile. This concept is not from me. The Buddha taught this in his One Fine Night Sutta lesson. Meaning even if you have only one night of mindfulness, it's already worthy of praise. Living a depressed and stressful life is not a way to live. For example, yesterday someone told me they were stressed and could not sleep for many days. Though they tried hard to observe their stress, it didn't help. I told them, the more they wanted to observe it and wanted to make it disappear, it wouldn't. They have to stay in the present. They can chant and calm their mind comfortably. So the body becomes relaxed and the mind calm, and sleep will come. Sometimes people get too much stress and cannot sleep. So, it doesn't matter how long our life will last, or if we get COVID or some other disease. You have to know how to live. Have moral precepts. A calm mind and mindfulness would be best. Be conscious and aware. For example, if you can't breathe because of the virus in your lungs, then observe your body being uncomfortable, tired or suffering. But don't let your mind be attached to it and distress. Protecting your mind is your only task. Let the doctor work on the body. Even if it doesn't get better, don't be afraid. Your defilements will lead you to a new body when you die anyhow. It will bring you to birth, pain and death again. So, live your life with consciousness. One thing you have to remind yourself of is that no one in the world can get everything they want. No one meets their needs because desires are constantly increasing. For example, some people call for a freedom and democracy. There's a saying by ancient philosophers, man is born free, but everywhere is full of shackles. It doesn't exist in reality. Freedom, if that means you do whatever you want, where no one can stop you, is, in reality, impossible. There is no room in this world where everyone can get all as they wish. If that is so, whoever wants to get enlightenment, they would attain it at will. It doesn't work like that. Everything happens for a reason. If you understand it, you won't feel distressed. We all are unhappy because of our cravings. If our mind keeps staying with awareness and wisdom, we would see that every time when our mind is craving, it's distressed. When it is without craving, it's not. It will play out like that. This is a basic foundational lesson of Dharma, where you see your mind as craving and then becomes distressed. And when there isn't craving, your mind won't have distress. But for further, more advanced Dharma lessons, as long as the mind exists, it suffers because it is an aggregate. You may not see this point clearly just yet. When you can, it means the eradication of ignorance. You will see it one day though. For practitioners who still do not see it yet, you will see that when you have a craving or attachment, distress arises. If you don't have craving or attachment, there is no distress. You then can live in this world without craving or a little bit of craving. A little bit of craving equals a little bit of suffering. Live without craving and no more suffering. So, since you are already born human, knowing how to live is important. To be born as a human is not easy. There are an uncountable number of animals in this world, while only several billions humans. Just a smaller amount of animals, including the ones in the sea, are already massive. So, it's not easy to become a human, especially a human who's normal physically and mentally. Many are born with abnormality, or become disabled after being born, depending on their past wrongdoing. So, to be a human who has wellness both physically and mentally, and to have enough ability to meditate, means you have a lot of merit. Because of our good merit, we have a proper working body and mind. We have benefits from our merit which results in good aggregates. We must continue doing good deeds. Sometimes the past wrongdoing can cause sickness or disability. If we can't accept that sickness can happen, our mind would be affected even before the body is. For example, some people are fearful of COVID and so cautious that they become insomniac and stressed. This is not how to live, living unhappily and stressed. It doesn't matter what the results are, if we do our best to protect ourselves. That's all we can do. Karma may cause you to get a disease. Even if you never go outside, some people never go out of their homes. But get COVID from the food deliverer. So, things really don't go as we want even if we are fully protected. If we realize this fact, keep observing our mind. You'll realize when you have a craving for something, you are attached to it. Whenever your mind is attached to it, it creates distress. So, no desire, no attachment, and no suffering. Live your life with awareness and wisdom. Take care of yourself. Also, take care of your family members. We can give them some helps, but if they do not take care of themselves, then it really can't be helped. So, whenever you are involved with others, it will not always go as you want. For example, you may want to see yourself in a certain way, but even that doesn't happen like you thought. So, to plead for others to behave in a specific way is impossible. You have to accept that things go as what they are. All you can do is your best and accept it. This is called contentment. It means you are appreciative of what you get after you do your best. This Dharma lesson is very helpful. There are 4 of them which are very helpful to protect against COVID. The 4 are modesty, contentment, peacefulness, and solitude. Some people are unbowed and greedy and want to do business during COVID, calling for the reopening sooner, hoping more tourists will come. Who would want to come? Thailand is the 35th on the list of COVID cases worldwide, with 20,000 new cases a day and a couple hundreds of deaths. Do they really think people would come if the country is reopened now? It doesn't make sense. So as you see, when the mind craves, it's distressed. Sometimes the craving leads to other problems. So we have to try to keep our mind mindful. And when the mind is calm and upright, then wisdom will arise. You will know what you should and should not do, can and cannot do, and know what to do first and last. The wisdom mind will clarify and help itself. Right now, what you have to do to live right, besides Dharma and keeping a mindful mind, is knowing how to protect yourself. Protect yourself the best you can. Work with what you have. It may not be comfortable like before, but at least you have enough to survive, which is good enough. When the situation is completely stable, you earn more. You can become richer later, but what you have to do now is to survive. And keep your mind mindful. This is what knowing how to live is. Knowing how to die is equally important. Knowing how to live alone is not enough. We have to also know how to die. When it's our time to die, goodness and badness will go with us. Our good deeds and our bad deeds will lead us. All our good deeds, bad deeds, merits, or sins are the fruits of our own conducts. Our karma sets our path. If we are currently doing good deeds, for example, we don't harm anyone, and we are being conscious and mindful, this is considered doing good karma. If we regularly do good deeds together with mindfulness, keep the 5 precepts, and meditate, and also give others as much as you can, our mind gets used to doing good things. What's left is to know how to die, because those are already good supporting resources. Those good deeds you have done are good resources. So, when it's your time to die, think of all those good things you have done. Remind yourself of all those good deeds. You may like to give to others. You may have been keeping the 5 precepts. You may have been doing meditation. Keep thinking about those things. Or even times you forgive someone whom you were very angry at. Forgiveness leads to peacefulness. When people don't forgive each other, it only brings harm and unkindness to this world. Whenever we forgive someone, we are the first person who benefits from that forgiveness. Our mind will be at peace, or when we don't have negative thought toward others. Regardless of what they say, it won't matter. Our mind won't be attached to it. It won't create restlessness. We are the first person who benefit from this. Other people's benefit is secondary. When it's your time to die, keep thinking about the good things you have done in life. This applies to everyone in general actually, but for practitioners, the time we die is a time to fight courageously. The last moment will determine the outcome. If the mind has been practicing at a high enough level, there won't be any dying mind. But a fully enlightened mind, as long as there's a mind dying, a new mind will immediately arise right after. Keep observing your mind to see the body that's in pain, even if we are in a coma. See that we can't control the mind that is restless and the body is in pain. Be aware of the restless mind. Once you are aware, the mind will calm down. When your mind is calm, pain in the body will be surprisingly decreased. Even when the pain in your body is excruciating, you'll feel it less because your mind has mindfulness and concentration. I have experienced this myself. I got through it. I've seen this before. It's not a bold-faced lie. When I was still a layperson, some of my female friends had very painful cramp. They almost writhed. And had to take medicine. I literally observed the nature of their pain. The pain didn't happen only to the body. It happened in the mind as well. The mind intensified the bodily pain. I taught them to observe their mind when the body was in pain. Be aware of the mind when it doesn't like the pain. When they checked in on it again, after their mind became neutral, they found that the pain went down significantly. Therefore, when our body is in pain, it's because our mind intensifies the pain to be more painful than it actually is. Those who have menstrual cramps, try this. When you are in pain, observe the mind struggles. and its aversion to pain. Be aware of the aversion. When the mind is neutral, only the pain in the body is left, which is not much unbearable. During my chemotherapy, I had surgery for the anal abscess. Which was supposedly very painful due to the nerve crossings in the area. Chemotherapy weakened my body, hence the abscess, because the low immunity made infection easy. After the surgery, the doctor told me, "It'll be painful tonight, but don't you worry. I already prepared morphine for you." He kindly comforted me to not be afraid of the pain. He said when it becomes painful tonight, you can ask for the shot from the nurse. After I came back to my room, there was only a little bit of pain. The nurse routinely checked in on me and asked, "Do you need morphine now?" Which I kept answering, "Not yet." It kept on like that, and it turned out I didn't need the morphine. But I felt bad for the nurse who checked on me so many times, so I asked for one painkiller. One painkiller should appease the nurse enough. They'd be happy if I took something, so I did. When our mind is aware and upright, it doesn't fabricate unnecessary pain. You can handle the actual pain itself. But I'm not like Guan Yu, who removed the arrow that went through his bone in his shoulder. Without anesthetic, he had high internal energy. I wouldn't compare myself to him. Luang Pu Wen also had an abscess, and that was during the World War. There wasn't medicine at that time. A soldier with a sharp knife actually helped operate on him. Without the anesthetic. While the soldier performed the surgery, Luang Pu Wen was meditating quietly. Only when the soldier told him, "It's done," that Luang Pu Wen retreated his mind from meditation. The soldier asked, "How are you doing?" He replied, "Well, there's pain. Be gentler next time." He felt the pain, but not to the point of agony, because his body and his mind were separated. So, let's practice. Train the mind to be a mindful and stable observer. If you can separate the aggregates, when death is near, the pain won't be too agonizing. Many masters said that when enlightened ones were entering the final nirvana, they reached it quite peacefully. It's silent, just like a switch being switched off. No struggle, no twists and turns, not even a sound. They just left peacefully. That is the result of a fully well-trained mind. When we are close to dying, or have breathing difficulties because of COVID, we will see that our body is trying to fight it. The body will try instinctually to breathe. People who have never practiced meditation would try to move their shoulders or struggle to breathe. Practitioners would only observe their mind and the fact that the body is in pain. Their mind will be aware and keep observing it. They will notice where their breath skips and where their breathing stops. The mind is actually still alive even when the breathing stops. It's not completely dead just yet. The body does not die right away. It is still alive even when it's not breathing. So, being mindful throughout the dying process is called knowing how to die. Know how to live as well as know how to die. What is knowing how to live? It's living your life knowing and understanding that everything doesn't always turn out as we hope. Things are not always as what we wish for in this world. Like we all want COVID to disappear. But it hasn't happened yet because it's not yet the time. When it's time, it will. As simple as that. So, live prudently. Be mindfully aware to keep yourself from going mad. And stay healthy as best you can. This is knowing how to live. And when it's time to die. Practice mindfulness, meditation, and wisdom. And keep observing. Being aware that the body is in pain. Observe with the upright knower mind. Observe the pain in our body, seeing that it does not belong to us. It is not us. It belongs to the universe, and we are about to return it. Even the mind does not belong to us. It is not us. We cannot control it. All we can do is be aware of it. Observe it when it's satisfied and dissatisfied. In the end, you come to know everything impartially. If you die in this mental state, it will be peaceful. Even just the awareness of mind is enough to take you to a peaceful state. Because a conscious mind is a wholesome mind. So, if you can, keep being mindful up to the moment of death. The initial state of the dying process is the body shutting down. The mind can still work a little bit longer. Even though the body has already stopped, there will be only the mind left. At this point, if your mindfulness is already automatic, if you have a bad premonition, your mind will be atomically aware, resulting in a good premonition replacing it, allowing you to go to a good realm. Or if you have practiced enough, you won't have any premonitions. In such case, the mind doesn't have any sign for where to go next. It just distinguishes, like the fire without a flame. There isn't any spark that will catch fire at another place. If the mind still has sparks, when dying, it can still throw off sparks and set a new fire. The fire starts in a new place, or the mind rises in the next life. The suffering will begin again in the next life. Therefore, try to practice and learn to live comfortably. Don't live your life depressed, stressful, and illogical. From what I see, distress comes from thoughts. The distressed mind is caused by these thoughts. Except in the final enlightenment, the mind itself is the distress. But since we aren't there yet, we would surely see that it's distressed because of thinking. We think and then feel depressed, hurt, sad, angry, and greedy. Those feelings come after our thoughts. Thoughts are called evil, referred to as the evil of karma formations. They have defilements behind them, which are the evil of defilements. The evil of karma formations can then operate, and the aggregates become the tools of evil, not the tools of the Buddha. Working to satisfy the defilements turns them into the evil of the aggregates. So, keep observing, keep practicing, and be aware of your mind. There was a master I once met, Luangpo Kosem Kemmako. He taught that good thinking gives you composure, not thinking gives you tranquility. What is good thinking gives you composure? It is that positive thought leads to a calm mind, while negative ones lead to an impassioned mind. So, it depends on our thinking. What about not thinking gives you tranquility? Tranquility here represents the state of the final enlightenment, likening it to the cool breeze or the vanishment of heat. And not thinking, it means thinking without projecting our sense of self, without being driven by our self and possessiveness, without reflecting that there's a self, a person, or a being, an us or a them. There's simply only a thought, as a part of the aggregates that function automatically. It does not literally mean not thinking. One inherent function of the mind is to think, so it will always do. But in this case, it is when we think without the manipulation of self. In that state, the mind is comfortable and tranquil. That is what good thinking gives you composure. Not thinking gives you tranquility means. In fact, your thinking is your worst enemy, especially when you're alone. There's an old saying, be careful of your thoughts when you are alone, and be careful of your words when you are with others. So, be cautious. Keep being aware of your thoughts. For example, thinking about the pandemic makes you feel angry, depressed, and wallow in negative thoughts. When will COVID disappear from the world? It won't. So it's simply useless to wallow and get distressed. We must be careful of our thinking. Do not think under the drive of the defilements. Think from a reasonable perspective, awareness, and with consciousness. Like this, you'll know how to live and even to die. Keep working on it. This should be enough for today. Is this too difficult? Hope it's not. You now know how to live and die. Your life won't be in a deficit. The Lord Buddha taught that if our life lasts only one night of mindfulness is already precious. A person whose life lasts 100 years but lives it unconsciously has less value than one night of a mindful mind. So, staying with mindfulness, meditation, and wisdom is best. If you have been practicing, when death comes, you will automatically go peacefully. So, let's hurry up and practice. We really don't know when it's our time. Isn't it startling that Thailand has a couple hundred COVID deaths every day? We have to be cautious, but not panic. There are millions of people born each year in my generation. Do you think, on average, how many die each day? Not a small number per day, isn't it? If 1 million people are born every year, a lot of them will die naturally each day. Now it's a couple hundred more because of COVID. Anyway, death is inevitable because we already have a long life and it's a reasonable time. It's natural. Okay, let's go to your questions.
Number 1. I have been practicing every day. I do an hour of walking meditation on work days. On my days off, I do at least 3 hours of walking meditation and sitting meditation. I used my body as my home base during the day. Many times I've found that my mind is busy and angry. My mind frequently voices that time is valuable. I have to do well in my Dhamma practice. I would like your advice on my progress.
It's good that you are consistently practicing. But having mindfulness is essential when you are doing either walking or sitting meditation. Mindfulness is a detector for what is happening in the mind and body. Concentration is where the mind is upright and at its base. Try breathing with awareness right now. Open your eyes. Don't alter the mind. You are manipulating the mind. Open your eyes, then breathe normally. Breathe while keeping a natural mind. See the difference. Your mind is different now from before. Keep doing what we just did right now. There's not much to meditation, but you only get concentration meditation like that. Your mind is not upright and not at its base. If your mind is upright and at the base, you will see that your body is suffering. Your mind is suffering. The body is not yours. The mind is not yours. If you see this, then you will be on the path of wisdom. So what you have to be careful about is whether your mind is truly upright. Sometimes it may be calm and bright, or it's spaced out and wanders, but the mind is that of Brahma when it's like that. While upright and grounded, reflect back to yourself. Look at the truth of the body and mind. This is the way to enlightenment. So, notice that. It looks better right now that your mind is at the base and upright. Can you feel the joy? Do you see that the joy is not you? Joy occurs naturally by itself. Your mind should be like right now. It was overcome by joy earlier. The joy overpowered your mind. When that happens, see that the joy plays a part, and the mind is the observer in another. They are separated. Joy happens, persists, and then disappears. You will see all states of mind happen like that. Arise, persist, and then gone. Your mind is upright. Good. Number 2.
Number 2. I am practicing by observing my body breathing and my mind thinking. I am occasionally doing walking meditation for 40 minutes a day. I feel like there isn't much progress. Is what I am doing correct? Is there anything I can improve? Please give me some advice to help my practice get better.
Doing any meditation that stimulates mindfulness and samadhi is good. Keep doing it, but don't be greedy. Think of your practice as offering to the Buddha. Do not expect to get some kind of results. You will get results when you meditate without expectation. When it's time to be calm, you should let your mind rest. When it's time to cultivate wisdom and see the truth of the body and mind, then allow it to do so. Don't have an expectation as to when you will achieve something. If your meditation gets to this point, you'll feel ripples inside your body, moving and changing. Our mind is just an observer. Watch that internal fluctuation. Don't get involved with it. Just observe and watch its movement. Observe your mind moving. Keep watching it and rest when it's time. You can chant along with breathing in Bud and breathing out Do without cultivating wisdom. If you do cultivate wisdom in one long go, the mind will become scattered at some point because, without enough concentration as support, it's not truly wisdom cultivation, but restless contemplation instead. So after cultivating wisdom for a while, we will see that our mind has started to be scattered, signaling the right time for a break. That means it's time to do calm mediation. When our mind is calm enough, we can get back to wisdom cultivation again. In your case, your mind can actually cultivate in samadhi meditation. When the mind is calm enough, observe when a state arises and disappears. Or sometimes, you may gain wisdom when you notice the mind has wandered. But if you do it like this the entire session, the mind will become restless because the concentration is already exhausted. So, you need to make time to do calmness meditation as well. Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 2. Did you see that? When you retreat from your meditation, everything is hazy. This means that the meditation you have been doing is not truly right, still being overpowered by delusion. Also, the mind is yielding to dullness. So even when you retreat from your meditation, the dullness still lingers. So when you are doing meditation like this, increase your mindfulness up a notch. If the mindfulness is weak, delusion can interfere. Number 3.
Number 3. I have been doing morning and evening chanting, walking meditation and sitting meditation, each for 30 minutes every day for 10 months. I observe my body and use Buddho as my home base. I can see my mind working better and faster during the day. I can also see the mind is envious. Sometimes too, I see impatience arises and disappears, which I'd never been able to before. I am not sure if my meditation is correct. Could I get some advice to improve my meditation?
What you are practicing is good. Next step is to observe the aggregates as separated parts. The body is not the mind. Happiness and sadness are not part of the body, nor are they part of the mind. All defilements are not the mind either. They're a different part. They are objects under observation. Learn to separate all the aggregates. This is how to stimulate wisdom development. Have the right samadhi and then move on to wisdom development. But if you have samadhi but only dwelling in it, then it becomes useless. What you have been practicing is good, but try to separate the aggregates and don't hold your mind still. That's not good. It's a waste of time. If your path is attaining enlightenment, it would be too long a trip if you stay like that. So, when your mind has power, observe the body, knowing that it is not really yours. The body is just an object being observed, being known. Happiness and sadness are not your mind or body. Emotions are also something to be known and seen. Defilements are not the body, not the sadness or the happiness. Neither is it a mind. There's something to be observed, to be known. Keep separating the aggregates, observing how each aggregate works. Keep practicing like this, and when it's appropriate, do some calmness meditation, and when enough, then come back to develop wisdom again by contemplating the 3 characteristics of the aggregates. Number 4.
Number 4. I am mainly doing walking meditation. When I feel like I have no energy, I will listen to your teaching while practicing walking meditation. It makes me feel more energetic. I can see my own thoughts arising and disappearing more frequently, but not every time. I usually notice it when I am doing formal practice. I stay with my breathing in my routine life. Could you help advise my practice so I can progress more?
What you were practicing seems to progress well. It's improving continuously. But moving too fast might cause a fall. So keep doing it comfortably. Whenever you start to want, you'll fall. If you want to go faster, be mindful while doing your walking meditation. Have a bright mind and observe. Also have mindfulness when you do sitting meditation. Use the upright mind to observe. Keep practicing every moment. Whatever happens, be aware. Recognizing that the mind is just an observer. Use the upright mind to see everything. Like when you go to see a movie, you just keep watching it, and eventually you will see that your own mind is both a thinker and a knower. In fact, nothing is permanent. Not even suffering, the body, or the mind. In fact, even the knower is not permanent. Keep observing this. What you are practicing is good. Keep doing more. Number 5.
Number 5. Last time, you suggested I would see the mind more clearly if I continue observing the body. I followed your suggestion and practiced 1 hour each day. I can feel that I do see the mind more clearly, and I recently started observing my bones. I could see my body as a skeleton when I did walking meditation sometimes. Recently, with the amount of stress with work, I can see distraction and anger arise quite often. I try doing more tasks that need movements to increase my awareness during the day. I can feel that distraction has decreased. Could you give advice for my practice?
Like I said at the beginning, this is such a difficult time. Whatever your job is, it demands lots of thinking. You really can't avoid it, but spare some time to take care of your mind. If you can do this, then it is good, especially during a crisis like this. You may feel that the world becomes more distant from you. Can you feel it, that the world is separated from you? There is still suffering, but there's a distance. There is still suffering, but it's away from you. If our mind is not mindful, not having wisdom or samadhi, our mind will get too involved with the world and become distressed. Thought is the one thing that connects our mind to the world. Keep practicing. Don't tamper your mind like that. You will become angrier if your mind is like that. While meditating, if you keep control of your mind like that, after that you will be even more ill-tempered. So when you meditate, use your normal natural mind, and it will be calmed naturally by itself. We are not pretending that it's calm. If we try to force the mind to be calm, it would turn to be crazier after. So, keep doing your meditation regardless of being calm or not. If you do it regularly, it will be calmer on its own. And when you get a hang of it, the mind will reach calmness even with a single thought. That's what is called wasi or adeptness. When we start practicing, do not force the mind to be calm. You'll feel constricted. Or even if it can be controlled steadily during meditation, it will blow back later after the session is over. That's because the mind is stuck in the calmness inside. So, take the mind a step back and just be aware comfortably. Can you feel that you made up this state? You're controlling the mind to be still. Don't tamper it. It's too tiring. Know your mind as it is. Samadhi will occur automatically. It will be calm when it is not too busy. But if we force calmness and control the mind in different ways, it will be tiring and stressful. You will be quick to anger when you retreat from the meditation. Try breathing comfortably now. Don't zoom in like that on your breathing. You are making your mind dull now. Don't make your mind dull. Okay, try again. First be aware that you are curious. Now, breathe again. Breathe comfortably with a natural mind. The normal mind is not dull. Okay, breathe with the mind like this. When it's calm, it will gather itself. At this point, notice when you are lost in thinking. Practice this and breathe with a normal mind. When the mind is working, such as to think, just know that you are lost in thinking. That's all. Keep practicing and eventually samadhi will be more upright, and the mind will become stronger. Then your samadhi won't just stay in calmness, and the mind will be more aware, peaceful and bright. It will be more energetic. So, don't tamper your mind with dullness. Number 6.
Number 6. I have been doing 30-minute sitting meditation every day for 2 years. I have been making progress, but I have been stressed in the last few months and get emotionally overwhelmed easily. Sometimes I am aware of it and sometimes not. Sometimes I get lost for a longer time. May I have your advice, please?
We should get involved in the world only as needed. Don't get involved with unofficial or unnecessary news. Especially, avoid reading comments on social media. It depresses your mind. Watch only official fact-based news, not fake news or rumors. Those things make our mind depressed, tired, unhappy and restless. Can you sense yourself sitting right now? No one actually does anything to you. But if you have negative thought, it's like someone, all this news, is hurting you. And if you truly are in the present moment, knowing your body is sitting, then no one is hurting you. Your body is breathing right here, and no one is here to hurt it. And the mind isn't in distress. Live your life in the present moment, and you'll be happy in the moment. But if you get too involved in the news, your mind will be stressed. If you get involved in the news for 3 months, you will be stressed out for 3 months. So indulge only as necessary. Get only the necessary news. Just ignore those hoax or heresy. Choose only what's official. What you are practicing now is good. All the aggregates are cleanly separated. Don't get too involved in the world. Focus on practicing observing. Take this opportunity to be less involved with others and observe yourself more. Number 7.
Number 7. I feel more comfortable in my practice, but afraid it's a bit too slack. I am worried that my practice is declining. Though there are short spurts of progress, but the regresses are quite long. I think I am still too indulging and distracted. Also, I don't know what the mind at the base is, and most of my practice is false concentration. I can feel the weight on my mind a little bit. Sometime, I lose my awareness from moment to moment. I feel I have very few occasions where my mind is light and open, or that I understand more about Dhamma. Please give me some advice.
Sometimes, when you do not have enough awareness, concentration will overpower it. Too much concentration, the mind will be lethargic. Sometimes it would feel like a dream. Strengthen your awareness, rouse it up a bit. Be aware of yourself more strongly, but not too much or you'll feel constricted or drowsy. Breathe harder like this. Rouse your awareness. When you are practicing and start feeling lethargic, then rouse your awareness. Take a deep breath so you can see things more clearly, and your practice will be smoother. Otherwise, the delusion will interfere. The mind will be lethargic and it will only become scattered after the meditation. If lethargy occurs during your meditation, that's because of delusion. After meditation and your mind is busy, that's another type of delusion. They are all delusions, however. So, strengthen your awareness. Being aware when you are moving. Whatever happens, know it. Notice when the body moves. Watch the body move and be aware of it in your mind. Even when doing chores, be aware when the body is moving. If you do that, your meditation and mindfulness will improve. Number 8.
Number 8. I am doing meditation every night, but it has never been peaceful. Last month, I saw a madman while I was bicycling around my neighborhood, so I made a detour. I could still see him walking toward me in my peripheral vision, but after about 10 meters, I totally lost awareness. When I came to, I was already on the ground and my back was in pain. My hip bone was broken, but I had no idea what he did and how I fell. I feel angry at myself that I have been practicing to be aware, but somehow I didn't have any and couldn't remember anything. Was it because of wrong meditation? Should I change my way of meditation?
Are you okay now? Are your bones still broken or mended now? You can do light meditation. Gentle movements. Do not move too hard. It only makes sense you were scared when you saw a madman. Otherwise your awareness wouldn't just disappear like that. Sometimes it's from fear. The mind is scared, so it hides itself automatically. Have consciousness in the present moment. Don't breathe too hard to the point that you get tired. At that point, delusion will start to interfere. Also, don't let your mind be lethargic either. If you interfere with your mind making it lethargic like this, when something happens, the mind will run to this state right away. It will feel like your feelings shut down. So, don't make the mind lethargic when you are practicing. Try to train the mind to be aware and breathe comfortably. Don't breathe so hard like that. Breathe normally. Let your mind be only a feeler. This is correct. Your mind is good like this, but if you suppress your mind until it's blurry, it may become used to it. There, you are tampering your mind again. Don't do it. If you get used to doing this, when something happens, the mind will taking this route every time. It will just escape into this state automatically. Rather, we must train the mind to get used to being aware. Don't make it a habit for the mind to hide internally. Breathe comfortably. You're breathing too hard now. This is too uncomfortable. You're over-focusing here. Okay, relax more. Let it be more comfortable and natural. Keep practicing like this. Then your mind won't run inside to hide. Sometimes the mind is wild. That's fun for mental training. Before I was a monk, my mind once shut off from perceptiveness. I went to Luang Por Chah's funeral at that time. After the cremation, I visited another temple. It's another master's temple, which I'm not mentioning the name of. We got there sometime past 2 a.m. Most people that came together went to sleep at the end of the pavilion hall. I separated myself to sleep at the front of the pavilion hall alone. I slept for a while until it felt like the whole earth was shaking. It was shaking and trembling, and then I saw. There was a spectre, which I saw in my mind. I didn't know whether it was for real or not. I was sleepy. It stomped its feet as it walked toward me. This one was scary and very strong. I could get beat up badly if we fought. My mind hid right away. Just like when your mind hid when seeing that madman. The mind went inside right away. The whole world disappeared, and so was the ghost. It couldn't really cause any trouble now that we are already disconnected, since we were on different planes. I wasn't disturbed. Now that the ghost was gone, my mind was peaceful. I felt refreshed in the morning. So, sometimes it isn't our intention, but the mind does things on its own. When it sees something uninteresting, the mind just disconnects and retreats. There was a group of young ghosts before the spectre actually came. They ran loudly and surrounded me. They were frolicking around. So I scolded them. See, I am fierce. I even scolded ghosts. I said, go over there and haunt those at the other end of the pavilion. There are many people there, go haunt them. I am going to sleep. They listened and moved to those people easily. They began to push and pull the legs and arms, inviting them to go swimming. If you meditate, even ghosts listen to you. But if you're in real danger, the mind will retreat inside and cut itself off. It will automatically have the power to protect itself. Actually, your back shouldn't be broken. If the mind can achieve one-pointedness, you'll have the ability to protect yourself. The bones were broken because of the old karma. It's because of the karma retribution. The power from meditation would have helped to protect you more if it wasn't because of the retribution. There were some cases of some masters. For example, Luang Pu Sam, who was also Luang Pu Dun's student. I knew him. He went to a village somewhere when he was a young monk. There were local monks who didn't like him and sent gangsters to teach him a lesson. When those guys came over to beat him that night, he was sitting in meditation. He didn't know they came. They hit his head and he passed out. And they destroyed his hut, which collapsed on him. When he retreated from his meditation in the morning, he couldn't recall why he was laying on the ground under a collapsed roof. He was aware of his body that was hit and it was feeling uncomfortable, and was able to stand up completely fine. Some monks can get into even deeper absorptions. Pansariputra, for instance, when he was dwelling in the attainment of extinction, there was a giant who thought his head looked like a ball. So, it hit his head with a slugger for fun. Pan Mokkallana asked him in the morning about his meditation last night. He said he felt a little itchy on his head. If it were us, we would already be crushed. The giant actually smashed his head so hard, drilling his body into the ground, but he felt only a little bit itchy because his samadhi power protected him. He just sprang up to his sitting position while the giant was swallowed into the ground. Such an advanced level of samadhi protects the body. No one can hurt you in such a state. If samadhi is not at such a level, an injury can occur. There are many interesting stories about samadhi. You can keep learning, but it's like a toy. The true path is being mindful and using wisdom to attain enlightenments. Samadhi is only a bonus. It doesn't mean you have to stop doing it. Keep practicing it and be aware of interference by delusion. Practicing samadhi every day is actually good. But don't let delusion overpower your mind that it becomes too lethargic or used to shutting off perceptions. When the body disappears and the mind shuts down, that's not good. Don't make it a habit.